$9.99 and get your game day delivered with Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
And we are at Koskinen Stadium as they are already ready to go and underway. Duke in all blue, Louisville in white, red, and white. Alongside Matt Stradley, I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with you for some Sunday afternoon ACC women's soccer. As you saw on the Open, the Duke Blue Devils riding high right now. Just so much confidence, including Walters, who scored the first goal against Virginia on Thursday. The offside flag is up. Duke has Walters, Lynch, and Graham up top. We'll show you the complete lineup when we have a moment, as both teams were eager and ready to go early. This one knocked out of bounds, be throw in for Louisville. Louisville comes in at 6-4-2. They did get a win against NC State before falling to North Carolina over at Just 8 miles down the road is Duke and Koskinen Stadium. I mean, here we are in October, and it is a muggy Sunday afternoon. Duke was able to roll out a lot of players in that win over Virginia, so they're fresh. Louisville also down 5-0, got some players into the game as well.
Out of possession, it almost looks like Duke's running a flat 5 at the back. 5-2 in the midfield and then 3 up top.
That includes Ella Haas. Louisville, a couple touches, and sent out of there by the Blue Devils. One back by Louisville, and it's going to throw out of bounds. Let's take a look at the Duke starting lineup, same as it usually is. Freeman, who's been outstanding, Groff, Roller, Chico, Oliaro on the right, Bibar, Laguerre, Haas, Lynch, Graham, and then Walters up top for Robbie Church in his final season. Karen Ferguson Days has been at Louisville for a long time. They play 4-4-1-1. Floyd, who had been injured for a while, back in there at goal. Davy and Cochran. Cherry, the center back, 22, actually leads the team in goals for Louisville with 6 goals and 1 assist. Louisville looking lively here to start. Karen Ferguson Day's 25th season, just like Steve Swanson for Virginia. This is the 24th season at Duke and final for Robbie Church. Arkansas was the #1 team in the country. They suffered a loss, so if Duke can win this game, common sense tells you they will become the #1 team in the country. I doubt that matters to Robbie Church, but they are certainly looking every bit like the #1 team in the country, which includes that win over North Carolina in a non-conference game. It was the first time Robbie Church had ever knocked off North Carolina at home. October 31, there could be a ton at stake when Duke will visit Dorrance Field and take on the Tar Heels. That game's going to be massive.
It's going to be a huge game, and gosh, this ACC is so packed. And to get into the top 6, which you have to do to make the ACC tournament, I mean, you're looking at the number 2, 3, and 4 teams in the country right now, all from the ACC.
Duke playing a lot more defense early than they had to play against Virginia, as Louisville has come out kind of throwing caution to the wind with really nothing to lose after falling to North Carolina. I really appreciate the approach from Karen Ferguson Days in Louisville to start this game.
It is a smart approach, because when you have a defeat 5-0, you got to shake it off early. You got to buy some confidence early, and you do that by jumping out, maybe catching Duke a little bit on the back foot. If you can sneak a goal early, that confidence is going to build.
Great to be alongside Matt Stradley. With Matt on Thursday, and we'll be with Matt later on in the season as well. A whistle and a foul called against Hannah Bebar, the Harvard transfer, as earning the whistle for Louisville is Brooke Dardano. Dardano, a senior from Crestwood, Kentucky.
This is where Louisville is extremely dangerous. They're a set-piece scoring team. And look for their defensive players to come up, make a big difference on this service. Wouldn't be surprised to see Dardano slice one in.
Dardano stays with it. Does try to slice one in, but it'll slice out of bounds and come back to Leah Freeman. Freeman, who's allowed only 3 goals in the first 9 games, the Oregon transfer, former Pac-12 superstar. Not her greatest season a year ago, but she is showing everybody why she's not just one of the top goalkeepers in the ACC now, the transfer from the then named Pac-12, but in the country, Matt.
You're absolutely right. Year for it.
And Duke knocks it out of bounds, feeling just a little bit of pressure. The Blue Devils have tied a school record by scoring 3 or more goals in 5 straight matches, something they haven't done since 1990. Duke is one of 3 schools nationally to feature a current 5-game stretch with 3+ goals, joining Utah Valley and FIU. Good look there at Nikki Chico. We mentioned it on Thursday, as you see the scoring that I was talking about for Duke, that Chico had that great game against Missouri, and I think she's kept it going. I thought she was really good and efficient against Virginia as well, Matt.
She was fantastic on the ball. She always plays with that aggression that you love to see out of a defender on the back line. You want one that's going to go get the ball. You need one to be there for security, and gosh, Duke's blessed with 2 that are good with security, and Groff.
Cameron Roller, a rock with 2 goals and 2 assists on the season, the center back. Now it's looking more like the 3 back plus the wing backs, as Maggie Graham tries to close in on Aaron Floyd, the junior from Wilton, Connecticut. There's Maggie Graham, and her sister Delaney, playing alongside Maggie for quite a long time, senior from Atlanta, Georgia. Throw in quickly from Mia Oliaro, and here's Roller.
If I'm Louisville, I'm pressing Roller the second she touches the ball, because her distribution is next level. I don't want to give her any more time on the ball than I have to.
Walters has provided a ton of confidence. The flag is up, and it did look on the far side.
Offside, Duke.
I think we were splitting opinion in the booth on that one, Dean.
Yeah, Haas looked offside to me, Matt.
Oh,
yeah, she's a couple steps off.
You're right. I'm wrong. Easy to admit.
Louisville with a mistake out of the back. Graham. Graham had Walters in front. Perhaps if she sees the film, a better decision would have been to play it in the middle to Bebar, who was open and ready. Katie Groff saw one of her golazos against Missouri, as Groff and Lynch kind of settling into new roles as part of this team, and it's working. They're in fantastic shape as well. This team runs a ton of miles. We'll have more on that as Lindy Brown, the superstar SID for Duke, updating the mileage for some of the players for Duke that run all day, Matt.
Honestly, that's a feature that should be sponsored by Goodyear, the number of miles that they run.
Groff 1,740 miles. Graham, 1,678. Chico, 1,581. Ella Haas, total miles, 155 miles. This is her first season with Duke after a great run with the Northwestern Wildcats. She also had a sister that played for Purdue. Lynch. I decided to avoid the Lynch family based on our critique of her dancing, realizing that I can't dance at all, so who am I to judge Devin Lynch's dancing?
I've got a little robot in my bag, but that's about it.
There you go. I'd like to see that. Louisville, well, maybe not, Matt.
I was going to say, if Lynch scores, I'll break it out. How about that?
B-Bar. Matt Stradley making threats early on in this game. 11 minutes.
I think that ball is best served if it rolls through to Haas. Haas has been in some dangerous positions, but Louisville's backline doing such a great job of communicating, pulling her into that offside position 2 times.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Louisville to start. They have put that North Carolina game in the rearview mirror and have come out and looked pretty sharp. As I say that, turn back over. Good job by Chico to let the ball do the work, the graduate from New Jersey. Laguerre, not 100% healthy, but even a Laguerre at not quite 100%, her technical and tactical ability, her ability to just keep it simple and smart is next level.
She does everything defensively. She blocks up those channels, protects that back 3. But moving forward, she's brilliant as well. She can distribute left, right. She can carry the ball forward. She's a fantastic midfielder for Duke.
Yeah, always makes the right pass. Louisville taking their time, working it out of the back. Floyd. Now Louisville and Floyd will try to bomb it long. Nobody's home as Oliaro wins it. Oliaro quickly to Laguerre. Graham, now Oliaro. Kept alive there by B-Bar. And now Roller will run it back to Freeman. Play that game on Thursday. You hang around. They call it the Sundays for a reason. It's usually a little bit less energy. I would say so far, actually, the visitors, Louisville, with a little more energy as they stayed in market. So kind of got adjusted to their surroundings, and they seem a little bit more lively right now as you take a look at their 25-year head coach, Karen Ferguson Does, and offside again on Maggie Graham.
Offside,
Yeah, just a step early. Gosh, Graham, if she can hold that run, you're seeing where the gaps are against Louisville, and there is space in behind. If Duke can hold their run, that extra step, that extra beat, but man, what a job that Carson Cherry has done on that back line. She takes that step up and forces, well, twice now, Haas on the far sideline, and this time Maggie Graham.
Cherry, a junior from Lafayette, Illinois, spent a little bit of time at the former Cincinnati coach before they shut down the men's soccer program, Hilton Days, who I'm sure is still very much involved in the game. Has played over the top, looking for Walters. Walters When they lost Cat Rader, one of 4 key players to injury, the question was who's going to step up, and everybody has, but Walters especially at the 9. A push from behind there from Devin Lynch, and it'll come back to Louisville.
That was a good, strong play from the wing midfielder Lizzie Sexton. Well, that was a solid shove in the back. I like it. Lynch has got her eyes up looking for the ball. The contact is a foul. But the play before, Sexton, good strength. She's going up against, Duke's strength, and able to fight her off and get a header out of bounds, reset that defense.
Lynch and Walters starting to pick up the aggression on the press, and they lead to the turnover. There's a good lesson there. You don't always win it when you put the pressure on, but you create enough pressure to force them to knock it out of bounds, and to me, that's a win.
Absolutely.
Roller trying to find a channel as they go over the top looking for Haas. Now Lynch. Lynch. Just so strong. Little nifty back heel pass. They'll get back to Haas. Sent back across looking for Graham. Far post is Oliaro. Cleared by Louisville. Won back by Groff. Groff trying to turn it in, and they'll play advantage. They may come back to Groff. Here comes Louisville. Louisville, do they know to drop it? They've got to drop it. They don't. Louisville had a player wide open making the run. And Matt, all they had to do was figure out a way to drop it back over. But Duke with 3 players defensively stepping up. Kind of a lost opportunity there for Louisville on the breakaway once they got it by Groff.
Really was, and Chico getting back into the play was the key. I think Groff is going to get away with the contact. I don't see a card in the offing. Boy, that was dangerous. A little bobble in the box, but coming back quickly the other way. There's the pressure from Chico is what prevents Louisville from getting that head up and scanning.
See the numbers for Duke. It's easy to get caught up in their goal scoring ability, but the old cliche, defense wins championships, and Freeman, part of that great D for Duke. As she comes out, grabs it, she's bumped there a little bit.
Strong off the line, good definitive take. Had to get that right.
Collision there with Molly Cochran, yeah, the sophomore.
It's not a fun bump to take for either of them.
You know, Freeman, who's sitting on 26 career shutouts, thought she had 27, and then Virginia was able to get one by. It was the first goal they had allowed since Clemson. They won that game 3-1 as well. The only other goal they lost was to Lori Walker Hawks Ohio State Buckeyes to open the season in Columbus way back on August 15.
If they only give up one a month, then they've already reached their allotment for October.
Walters is challenged there by Cherry. You've already commented on Cherry looks up for the challenge of defending the speedy and deceptive Walters.
Speed's one of the toughest things to defend in soccer, and she's done well.
Laguerre, and the flag is up as Lynch left a little bit too early.
Bit undisciplined from Duke in the early goings, just that extra step. If they can be a little more patient on those runs, the runs are the right runs to make. They just have to show a little bit of patience.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit impatient because Duke has scored a goal in the first half in 8 straight matches, which is tied for the second longest streak in Blue Devil history. And I thought by now I would have called a goal based on their run of form lately, but give Louisville credit. Louisville would gladly take a 0-0 tie at the half. As I say that, here comes B-Bar. She'll drop it to Graham. Graham back over, swing and a miss from Walters. And now Lynch will track it down. Lynch has B-Bar if she needs it. Defended well there by Louisville, forcing Lynch with another foul. Lynch needs to be careful.
That was really good defending down in the corner. Brooklyn Lee, she's a two-time All-American at the ECNL level. She didn't start until 4 games ago, basically the start of ACC play. She got into every game before that, but this will be her 5th straight start, and that defense right there is why.
Robbie Church announced on July 22nd of 2024 he'll be retiring at the end of the season, and Duke will be promoting associate head coach Kieran Hall to the head coach and current assistant coach Carla Overback, one of the true soccer icons. Won the World Cup in 91, 99, won the Olympics in 96, been here 30+ years. She'll become the associate head coach. Robbie Church. Here's the great thing about Robbie. This is probably the best way to say it, and I don't think I have it wrong. He is loved by everybody at Duke, where he gives the love right back, but he's truly loved by everybody in the game, I think is the best way to say it.
I think you're absolutely right. I don't know of anybody who has Robbie Church beef.
They sell that anywhere?
No, it's completely sold out because it doesn't exist. It's imaginary.
Okay.
Robbie Church beef it's like unicorn beef. You just can't get it because it doesn't exist.
All right. Louisville. It's back to Cochran, gets it wide. I feel like I've said it 3 times. Louisville and lively. They have been the more lively team to start. Duke has been dangerous because Duke is great, but Louisville has come to play. As you take a look there at Mackenzie Geigley. Yeah, Louisville's come to play, plain and simple.
They have. And Geigley, a bit of a homecoming, coming out of the Courage Academy of Raleigh. That's where she spent her high school days.
Oof. Turned over again by a team that is believing here in Louisville. Freeman is going to get to that in time. For the 6th time in program lore, Duke has opened ACC play with a 3-0 record. Actually, the 6th time. They did it in 2024, this year, 22, 2017, 2011, and 1997. If the Blue Devils win today, they will open play with a 4-0 ledger for only a 3rd time. They did it in 2017, a year they went to the College Cup, and 1997. Sent long by Floyd. Chico. Oliaro. Now B-Bar. B-Bar trying to play it into space to Haas. Could be a dream ball. Haas sends it across. And it's handled defensively there by Brooklyn Lee, the freshman out of Tacoma.
Lee's just about everywhere on the pitch. And what a ball in behind. That was just a slick play from B-Bar. Checks up Haas. Brings it across the 6, which is exactly what you're taught to do. But Lee just right there.
Good drop by Lynch to Laguerre. Chico. Chico's going to take a shot. And it's just a little bit too long.
Like a defender that'll uncork one every now and then. You got to close her down now because you know that she's willing to take that shot. Little slow to close out. Now that's going to open up new passing lanes because you know Chico is willing to take that shot.
Alongside Matt Stradley, I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with you here on a Sunday afternoon. Always love hanging out at Koskinen Stadium on the campus of Duke. It's a beautiful campus here in Durham, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Walters gets it down to Lynch. Lynch with a nice clean trap. Back to Groff. Now Lynch. Lynch was looking for Haas. It was deflected. So now Louisville has a chance to play it forward. Roller. Good play by Roller, not to draw a foul there as she was able to get it away from Fina Davey from Delaware, Ohio. Ooh, little shoulder check. Oliaro stays with it. Walters is there, and then the corner kick. Oliaro handling the shoulder check, the shield, and it leads to a corner. Check this out.
Yeah, is that a charge? Maybe, maybe not. Either way, Oliaro, gosh, the balance to get a play on that ball. Unbelievable.
Lizzie Sexton has got to be a little careful. I mean, they normally do allow shoulder checks if you're trying to shield the ball, but that was kind of like lower it and then bring it up through the shoulder. This one sent across off the head of Roller. Still loose, and Duke has done it. They continue their streak of first half goals. Duke 1, Louisville 0.
Off a set piece, too. Forward towards the back post. They uncurl a nice ball right into the mixer. Oh, that's just unbelievable. Gosh, that angle? You shouldn't be able to hit it from that angle. I'm not good enough at geometry to even attempt something like that. My goodness.
Katie Groff, the second goal of the season. And after Elle Piper went down, she moved back in the starting lineup and began starting on defense. She's been incredible. Already EMT certified left-footed player. We mentioned on Thursday her ties to Duke. Her father, Paul, her mom, Amy, her uncle, Jeff, her grandfather, Diller, grandmother, Catherine, all attended Duke. Granddad, Diller, went to Duke Medical School, while the grandmother went to Duke Nursing School. Katie was actually named after her grandmother. Meanwhile, her uncle and her cousin are, now the cousin is at Duke. The uncle went to Duke. Her mother, Amy, was a Duke undergrad, Duke Medical School. Paul was a club rower at Duke, coached the men's team from 89 to 99. Point is, you can't spell Groff without a Duke in there. I mean, I guess you can, but they are all Duke.
They really are. That was a phenomenal shot. You've got Walters out right now. You've got 13 in her place.
Minestrella.
There's my reading glasses. You're right. Minestrella.
So now 9 straight matches for Duke with a goal in the first half, which is just massive.
So much easier to play from in front, isn't it?
Robbie Church got win number 300 against SMU, number 301 against Virginia, and trying to get win number 302. And as I said, with Arkansas losing, Duke, when the United Soccer Coaches poll comes out on Tuesday, if they can hang on and beat Louisville, they'll be the #1 team in the country.
They should be. Gosh, the way they're playing.
Back across again, little chip, and in. Mia Minestrella has made it 2-0. Number 1-3 in the game and in the back of the net.
Just one loosely played ball is all it takes. A nifty ball in behind Minestrella. Cheeky with the chip. Oh, she's a wicked player.
It's Mia to Mia. Mia Oliaro with the assist. Mia Minestrello with the goal. And it's 2-0. And they are going to take a look at it.
See if that player's in an onside position as Minestrella's run. But my goodness, that's Oliaro's second assist in as many games.
Yeah, Oliaro also scored against Virginia, scored against SMU, as did Mia Minestrella. Both Mia's scoring in that game. Minestrella had a brace in that 7-0 thrashing of Missouri, and she also scored in their first win, a 3-0 win over Nebraska. Nebraska, a team a year ago that was one game away from making the College Cup. They have struggled this year. Let's take a look at this again. Mia to Mia.
Yeah, they're saying the flag stays down. The goal stand. And it's what a goal it is, Dean. The cheeky chip. I love it. The control and skill to, at full extension, just gracefully click it over the keeper.
So Minestrella with her 5th goal with her 5th assist of the season, as the Mias making it happen.
For the first 20-25 minutes, Louisville looked the more likely team to score.
You know, it's making me realize that, and Matt, I'm a little older than you, but we've been around long enough where I wouldn't be surprised if both Mias were named after Mia Hamm, right? Arguably the most recognizable name in the women's game.
Yeah,
not a bad person to be named after.
I think you're absolutely right. At least has to be part of the inspiration, right?
And Estrella, who's made it 2-0 Duke. B-bar. Groff. So, look, Robbie Church, they get the big win. They're rolling. He brings out the same team. Perhaps part of the game plan that he and Kieran and Carla and the crew put together was, hey, let's take it easy for the first 15, 20 minutes, and then let's pounce accordingly. And they have pounced accordingly with 2 goals here.
I think you might be onto something where I think they invited Louisville forward. Just said, hey, come take this space, and that's going to leave space in behind for us. That's going to leave where we can have trigger press and all of a sudden be in those passing lanes when you don't want us to be. It's brilliant when it works, and you're down 1-0 when it doesn't. So it was a gutsy call, but it feels like that's the right call.
3 shots for Duke, 2 of them on goal. Both of them have found the back of the net, looking for the third as they drop it into space, and it's sent out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick coming for Duke as Duke dropping dimes. Duke can keep it on the ground. They can play it long. They play angled balls. They run their channels. They are just a really efficient team. Take a look at this here.
Graham's pass is absolutely ridiculous. Sonacheva, just as she's going in for the shot, has it snatched away. But that pass, to have your head up to scan the pitch, to be able to pick that pass out, give me a break.
Julia Sonacheva, the junior, transfer from UCLA now into the game for Duke, and was the player that was closest to it. Oliaro, who's got an assist, looking for a goal, and it's saved there by Floyd.
Floyd with a great second save. That was a goal-saving header by A.G. Gibson.
There's Erin Floyd, finally back, as you see her record's been pretty good. She had been injured, and it's the only change that Coach Karen Ferguson Days made from the lineup. She told us that would go against North Carolina, as we shared time with the UNC broadcast staff as we got ready for this game. Pressure here, roller. Duke coming off a rough season a year ago. However, the last time Duke head coach Robbie Church dealt with a losing season was in 2014, and the next year he led the Blue Devils to the 2015 NCAA College Cup. And this team has that same sort of feel.
It does have that same sort of feel where, barring bad luck, you know, good soccer teams lose all the time. That's the beauty and the misery of this game. But this team has a feel to it, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Gibson plays that over to Victoria Vick, spelled W-I-K, but pronounced Vick. She's from Denmark, where they do their W's a little bit differently. Lizzie Sexton from Cincinnati, Ohio. And knocked out of bounds of Mary Long. Mentioned her mom and dad, the owners and the drivers of the Kansas City Current, that beautiful stadium. Major influencers, and as I said earlier, I think another big reason why Kansas City will be a World Cup venue this time around. They were not in 1994, but Kansas City's become a soccer hotbed with unbelievable facilities. They're actually going to play those games at Arrowhead Stadium, where I think they got a decent football team. Mahomes or Mayhomes or
I don't know. Was that Italian?
In the middle of the park. Little touch there from Sonacheva. The great thing about Mahomes is he and his wife are actually investors in the KC Current. So that's part of the reason why I reference his name wrongly, because I know you all know who he is. But he and his wife they're stuck in. I mean, they go to the Current games if Patrick's available. If not, his wife's at every one of their games. Sent long by Freeman. And then the offense is on. Boy, a good idea as they were looking for Mary Long. And here is Long. Good size as well, 5'10" freshman. I thought Long put in solid shifts against Virginia as well. So I told you about Raider. There are also no Bailey Brewster, no Elle Piper, no Lauren Martino. That's 3, if not 4 starters out, but it has not mattered this season.
They're so deep. And the transfers that have come in have picked up immediately. Haas has been absolutely phenomenal.
Great ball dropped. The shot coming from Mary Long. And it's handled there by Aaron Floyd to keep it at 2-0.
It's one you'd expect Floyd to make. She can see it the entire way, but on a turf, a ball that's just kind of bounding a little bit, that always makes me nervous. All it needs to do is take one little bobble and all of a sudden it's off your shoulder.
If you joined us late, we were lamenting the fact that we had played almost halfway of the first half and Duke had not scored in the first half, which they have done in every game since losing to Ohio State. Well, that changed in minute 26 when Groff, assisted by Roller and B-Bar, made it 1-0 Duke. And then in the 28th minute, it was Mia Oliaro finding Mia Minestrella, and it's 2-0 Duke here at Koskinen Stadium, with Duke looking, expecting. It's not even a matter of hoping, because I don't think it's something they necessarily hope for, but I'm almost certain they will now become the #1 team in the country if they can hang on and win this game. Oliaro, the transfer from UNC, where her father is still a bigwig over at UNC. The Tar Heels picked up Olivia Migley from Duke, and Duke picked up Mia Oliaro. And as you said on Thursday, I think both teams happy. Here is Oliaro, who's a step offside.
Offside, Duke.
It didn't stop Minestrella from putting it away. Hey, strikers are going to strike. That's what they do.
Robbie Church has an unbelievable coaching tree. Erwin Van Bennekom, the top man in Indiana, got his team in the NCAA tournament last year for the first time in a long time. Katie Eli, assistant at Maryland. Stephanie Golan, who was here with her Missouri team, perhaps wishes she didn't come. Allie Lipscher, the director of goalkeeping for the Los Angeles Bulls Soccer Club. Lipscher also had a team playing the TST, as we got a Louisville player down. Rebecca Moros, who was a wonderful player for Duke and in the pros, head coach at Arizona. Jane Alaconis, the head coach at Southern Cal. And Steve Springthorpe, the head coach at Tennessee Tech. Springthorpe used to be the coach, way back when at NC State. The Louisville player down is one of their stars in Carson Cherry with 6 goals and 1 assist on the season.
You can't have Cherry go down. She's so important to this Louisville team. The goals, I mean, a set piece threat, no doubt, but she's really marshaled that back line, done a fantastic job holding everybody in their spots, eluding Duke into offside positions. That would be a huge loss for Louisville.
Word that it was non-contact, which something when you say that, you just get a little bit more worried.
When you said that, I started shaking my head.
Yeah. Louisville, as you see Carson Cherry, first 2 seasons, 3 goals. This season, 6 goals for the center back. They've got wins over UAB, Northern Kentucky, Evansville, UT Martin, and NC State. Those are 5 of their 6 wins. They tied New Hampshire. They tied Cincinnati. Cherry leads the ACC in goals among defenders and is tied for 7th overall in the conference. And she is still being tended to by her trainer, is now Karen Ferguson-Days, the 25-year head coach for Louisville, is going to go out and check on her junior transfer from Lafayette Community College. So looks like she's got right above the ankle iced up. So Louisville will have 4 home games coming up, and they have a beautiful stadium. And they're really good at home, by the way. The Cardinals are 9-3-5 at home over the past 2 seasons, and they've allowed just 13 goals in those 17 games. So it'll be good for them to be back home.
And you could see the difference in the game against North Carolina versus the game against NC State. They looked full value to win against NC State. They played a fantastic brand of soccer. Really a gritty performance to get that 1-0 win.
Maggie Graham off the head of Mary Long. Duke with 4 players off the bench here in the first half. Mary Long, as you mentioned already, Julia Sonacheva, Mia Minestrella off the bench and in. And also into the game is Sophia Recupero, wearing number 14. Mentioned she's got a sister headed to Princeton and a brother that's already representing the USA at the U15 level, and I believe is over in Germany with her mom, Sophia Recupero, who worked with my wife as part of the FIFA World Cup organizing committee back in 1994, and here comes the World Cup back to the US in 2026. Louisville deals with it. So more changes as Duke. Maggie Graham's going to get a well-deserved break, and Phoebe Goldthwait, the senior from Atlanta. Maggie Graham is also from Atlanta. Louisville also going to make a couple changes as coming into the game, Gianna Angelillo is in. Angelillo, and Roller will shield it for Freeman, with limited pressure coming from Amber Jackson. Amber Jackson is also the kind of reserve and waiting in goal if they need her. She can put the gloves on and play a little bit of goal. And because Floyd had been out, she has not got as many minutes because if Kimball went down, it was going to be Jackson who was going to have to come in.
If there's ever a need for a right-footed free kick, she's the one they call too.
So we hope that Carson Cherry is going to be okay, but based on the fact her shoe was off and she already had ice around her lower leg, it doesn't look that great for a return.
Usually if it's something that you're afraid is gonna, if it's on the foot, then you're gonna want to keep that shoe on just to reduce the swelling. So it tells me it's higher up than those foot bones. And foot, because those take forever.
That long distance shot right there was the first shot of the game for Louisville. As we mentioned, they were lively, but they just weren't dangerous. In the meantime, Duke with 7 shots, 4 on goal and 2 corner kicks, and most importantly, 2 goals in the back of the net as they lead it. Here's Recupero. Recupero with that great speed, similar to along with the shot, Aaron Floyd. Without Aaron Floyd, it's 3-0 Duke as it is.
That was a wicked little bit of possession long at the top of the box. Holds it up. 3 defenders on. 1 touch. Sees a little daylight. Oh, a little nutmeg. It's early in the season.
Looking for that 3rd goal with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. Sonacheva will play it all the way back. Ooh, that's a sharp angled ball, but Roller was offside. Chico, I like the idea, as Roller was going to serve in a good ball if she was onside.
Another look at this shot. Long creates space out of nothing. The 1 touch, I prefer my nutmeg a little closer to Christmas, but gosh, almost gets a goal out of it. And another thing it does is it deceives. The goalkeeper doesn't see it as clearly when you use a defender to block him off.
Chico, good pass, and that's a foul, as immediately taken to the ground is Phoebe Goldthwaite, and a yellow card will be issued, as the yellow will come in to to 26 Emma Kate Schroll.
I think it's just about right. It's late. It's pretty physical. I think you're starting to see the challenges ratchet up a little bit. Menestrella got knocked to the ground off the ball, but advantage was played, and that's what led to the chance from Long at the top of the box. But you're starting to see a little bit of physicality enter the game, and I think good job by the official to kind of tamp it down.
So the first card of the game will go to Emma Kate Schroll in minute 42. Once again, the goals coming in minute 26. Katie Groff, assisted by Cameron Roller and Hannah Bebar. And then in minute 28, just into the game, Mia Menestrello took a perfect pass from Mia Oliaro and made it 2-0 Duke. Played back to Roller. Looking to find Oliaro. It's Long there, who had that great shot. Oliaro stays with it. Oliaro. Kept alive by Duke. Back to Recupero. Now Roller. Chico. Oliaro. Sent far side. Oliaro an assist in this game, a goal and an assist in the win over Virginia. Once again, back to Sophia Recupero. We'll come back to Louisville.
The previous yellow card that had been assessed was against Louisville's number 26, Emma Kate Schroll. Into the game for Louisville, number 18, Victoria Vick.
So we got more subs coming in for Louisville as Karen Ferguson Days going pretty deep here in the first half with 6 changes. Grace Maddox, Amber Jackson, Lauren Contini, Amelia Swinarski, Gianna Angelillo, and Emma Kate Schroll. Emma Kate came in and got the yellow card. Oliaro has gone the distance as she's looking for long, and it'll be sent out of bounds and a throw in back to Duke. 2-0, and now it's Duke just being Duke here, Matt.
And you got Roller on the back line just dropping these. She makes it look easy, but that distribution was pinpoint perfect. The only way to get her away from those distributions is to force her back and force Groff in, or when Groff's in. So force Groff right here to make that pass, which she can, but I'd rather her do it than Roller personally.
Roller, who was named the ACC Defender of the Week a few weeks ago. Here's Oliaro, drop back, trying to find the feet of Goldthwaite. Here's Roller again. She was phenomenal against North Carolina and East Tennessee State, helping her win the ACC Defensive Player of the Week. Helped lead the US U17 Women's Youth National Team to its 5th CONCACAF U17 in the Dominican Republic. Super smart as well. All ACC academic and honor roll student. There's Recupero.
9,
Final seconds
8,
counting down.
7,
Recupero
6,
set
5,
in.
4,
Minestrello's got
3,
1.
2,
Oliaro.
0.
And Matt Stradley, your thoughts on a 2-0 lead for the high-powered Duke Blue Devils.
Duke can score from anywhere at any time. They're the soon to corner. Just stick. Who's your strongest player? Put him right on top of Freeman and see what happens. I mean, that's about it. That's all I got for you, Dean.
All right. Mia Minestrella, who came off the bench to get the second goal, stays in to start for Robbie Church. There's Recupero. And one back by Recupero. She'll play it back to Groff. Groff looking for some options. Minestrella trying to knock it over to Lynch. And you can tell still in some pain is number 22 Carson Cherry, the junior, trying to give it a go.
Came out of that challenge a little bit hobbled. You know she wants to play, and you know the athletic trainers wouldn't let her play if she could possibly make it any worse. So I think it's just a pain tolerance issue at this point.
Louisville. Can they get to it before it runs down? They cannot, as it will roll out of bounds. The North Carolina Courage with a big win last night in front of 8,500.
That's a lot of people. That's fantastic.
Yeah, they knocked off the San Diego Wave, raising money for Hurricane Helene. I know your family has been affected by Hurricane Helene as you're from Asheville, Matt. I know you're dealing with a lot, and hopefully last night the money that they raised will make a difference as we try to make everybody safe. Lost a lot of people as well. I mean, it's pretty tragic.
It really was. And I mean, I'm impressed and in awe of how much the state has come together to support the western part of the region. Right after the match tonight, High Point has collected some donations. I'm going to swing by, throw some into the Pathfinder, drop them off at the Register of Deeds tomorrow morning.
Speaking of the NWSL, the Blue Devils currently feature 8 former players on NWSL rosters. Quinn with Seattle Reign, Imani Dorsey, Utah Royals, Ella Stevens with Gotham, Sophie Jones with Chicago, Lillian Nabet with Angel City, Mackenzie Pluck with Gotham, Tess Bodie with Bay FC, Michelle Cooper playing for Mary Long's parents' team, the KC Current. I think that was probably the biggest reason last year went a little differently. I think they were expecting Cooper, after her brilliant sophomore Mac Herman Trophy season, to come back for one more year. When she decided to leave, those aren't just shoes. I mean, those are like skis that you got to fill, right?
Really is, especially somebody who's that impactful on a program. Just a fantastic player. And you knew she could play at the next level. You just wondered if she was going to get that extra year out of it.
Played in the middle for Duke as it's back to Chico. Lynch back centrally to Phoebe Goldthwait. Chico to Graham. Graham. Graham, just one of those players that I think is going to be key if Duke can, in fact, chase down that elusive national championship in Robbie Church's last year. What a storybook that would be. But to do it, you need players like Graham who can play anywhere, is going to give the effort all the time, and is always positive.
Graham and Laguerre, I think, to me, are two fantastic pieces of this Duke puzzle. And if they are successful in the ACC tournament, the NCAA tournament, it's going to take Graham in her 5th year, and Groff coming back for her 5th year. It's going to, you've got a lot of experience in this team. Haas on the transfer, who slotted right in. Oh my gosh, roller strength is really spectacular.
Dealing with the freshman Fina Davey, roller, earning the whistle. She'll get up and leave it to Groff. Groff, the left center back, roller, the center back, Chico, the right center back. Switch there by Laguerre. Chico back over to roller. 9 shots for Duke, just 1 for Louisville. Recupero stays on to start the second half. Recupero, a freshman from Hopkinton, Mass. Buckingham, Brown, and Nichols. Maggie Graham making that run, that gazelle-like stride that she has. Of course, Louisville is in a city that also has an NWSL team in Racing Louisville. So a good opportunity for some of the players at times to train with Louisville.
It's the beauty of having a college in the same town as the NWSL franchises. You sometimes can see what happens.
Maggie Graham, great effort. One of those players, AJ Gibson, has spent time with Racing Louisville FC and got to actually play with them in a tournament, TWC Columbia. And so AJ Gibson, she's just a freshman from Assumption High School right there in Louisville. So remember, with the new collective bargaining agreement, she can easily slide onto that team. Go ahead.
Both of the sixes actually spent time with that Racing Louisville Academy, but Gibson got called up to the main roster. Imagine at that young age getting called up to the main roster for the tournament. My goodness.
Recupero. Good balance, good strength from Recupero. A great left foot. It'll be a throw-in coming for Brooklyn Lee, another outstanding freshman for Karen Ferguson days. I mentioned earlier, her 25th season. This one will drop in far behind. Recupero does enough to challenge the effort from Mackenzie Geigley.
We're trying to argue the case that it was a corner, but falling on deaf ears. It'll be a goal kick.
Mentioned that California trip coming up for Duke as Louisville wins it back. See what Louisville can do here. Defended well by Recupero. Duke will take its 8 natives of California back to their home state for that weekend trip, October 10 and October 13 against Stanford and California respectively.
Nick, that's yours. Nikki. Cam!
Louisville trying to spin out of trouble, and there's Groff doing the work.
So strong. Just takes a little bobble and Groff's strength. Get in front, shield the ball, walk it out. Everything's a lot safer from a goal kick, isn't it?
Just the way she has evolved. I mean, I was always impressed with her ability as the holding mid and her ability to hit balls from long distance, but she has allowed Robbie Church to go with this 3 in the back despite the loss of Brewster and Piper. Laguerre. Watch Laguerre, just always 2 touches. If she has 3 touches, it's rare. Just so efficient. Lynch, all by herself. Lynch plays it ahead. Lynch will get it back. Lynch can absolutely smoke one, and she knows it. Really didn't get her body over the ball, was kind of behind the ball, thus the reason why it carried, but she is not afraid to take those long distance bombs.
That's absolutely right. Ball's running away, trying to wrap the foot around the outside of the ball, curl it in, just slides under it a bit, and it floats away.
Make no mistake, if she scores there, she elevates her dance, and I can tell you right now that our main man, our producer Austin, has got the camera flipped to see the robot up here from
Forgot I said that.
Mr. Stradley. I don't forget.
Oh, man. I was hoping it was going in, too. I didn't remember that. Now I'm kind of glad it missed.
Groff will bring it back to Freeman. Our producer extraordinaire today, Austin Edwards, doing a great job. Tyler Simpson walked in with Ivan Pacheco, Wesley Myers, Matt McCullough, Anthony Henage. Back across. Robert Gray, Will Black, Christopher Dubois, Chris Metzloff, Mark Try, and every one of them. And we thank all of you for tuning in here to what is arguably the best team in the country. Duke lost their first game to Ohio State, and they have not lost another. And along the way, they're scoring a lot of goals, and they're not giving up many, Matt.
They're taking a ton of shots. Coming off of the Mizzou game, I was thinking, okay, 20 shots per game, that's fine for non-conference, even though they're playing a really difficult non-conference schedule, right? No way that holds up into conference play. It has. They're producing those chances.
Louisville, like they did in the first half early doors has something brewing here. They get a shot off, but not on target. And Freeman will not be in a hurry.
It is better from Louisville. Nice touch, scans, looks for the options. The service, and that's a tough ball to do anything with. The fact that she kept it on the ground is something to be commended. It would have been a top shelf goal. A ball that's still not on the ground.
That was Victoria Vick from Denmark. Brooklyn Lee sent it the other way. Here's Groff in a battle. Boy, Groff, so clean. It's her midfield ability, now playing as an outside back. Here's Lynch. Lynch, we have seen her slice and dice throughout this game. She tries to change it far side. Into space and across. So the Clemson Tigers now led by Eddie Radwanski. They're up 2-0. Kendall Bodak with a goal in the 46th.
That's one of those fun last names to say, Dean. Bodak. I enjoy that one.
Groff. Groff with a goal and solid defensive work. You can see now Robbie Church sending the back line forward as Recupero had come forward. Louisville going the other way. And it's Groff that does enough to get it to Roller. Roller finds Recupero. Recupero does really well with a tough ball. Nice touch from Recupero to keep that alive. That's a freshman, folks, who is earning herself some added time. I like this move from Robbie Church, knowing that they got ahead to California. When you've got youngsters that you can get in there and you're confident in, like a Recupero, let her run, let her do her thing, and she's been solid. Feisty, good balance, that nice left foot brings a lot.
You've seen a couple of players come onto the pitch and really look up to task. The depth of Duke is going to be a problem for a lot of people towards the end of this conference season, and when those legs get tired. This is a long season. It feels short. It's a long season on those legs.
Mentioned about the depth. 8 different players with multiple goals scored. As no Cooper scoring every goal. Now pretty much everybody on the team can score a goal, including Katie Groff in the back line, including Maggie Graham. Maggie Graham has done it again, and it's 3-0 Duke.
With the fans, the soccer balls coming down.
Just a composed finish from Graham, the bounding ball. That's not easy. It's bounding up towards her, just under hip high. Use the inside of that right foot, shields it on. Able to keep it down. Tucking it under the bar. At that point, Floyd's just a passenger. There's nothing that you can be expected to do as a keeper about that.
Leads the team with 5 goals. She scored in game 3. They are going to take a look at this against UNCW. She scored the only goal in the first ever win for Robbie Church over North Carolina at Koskinen. Robbie has beaten North Carolina over at Dorrance Field. Graham scored the first goal against Missouri, the first goal against Clemson, and if this one counts, it'll be her team high 5th goal of the season and the 3rd goal of the game.
Nothing told me it was offside on the initial viewing of it. Let's take another look together. Oof. I don't know. I think Dardano might be holding her on. Yeah.
Yep, they'll count it. So Maggie Graham now leads Duke with 5 goals. She became just the third Blue Devil to register at least 1 goal in 5 straight seasons, joining Tess Bodie and Mackenzie Pluck.
That Blue Devil goal was scored by number 19, Maggie Graham, with the assist from number 6, Devin Lynch.
Devin Lynch. So Graham now with a new career high. Always been a motto of consistency, but now with 5 goals on the season, the most she's had in a season, and what has been an uber productive career. Duke, for the 6th consecutive game, check this out, the 6th consecutive game, they have scored 3 or more goals. Is that good, Matt?
I mean, it's not bad. it's amazing is what it is. If you're talking about non-conference, I'm like, okay, let's see the non-conference schedule. Let's see the quality of the opponent. This is bleeding into ACC play. These are top-tier teams.
Laguerre just a little bit behind Lynch. In the meanwhile, in addition to Recupero, Goldthwaite is putting in a really good shift, as you see Recupero one more time, but Goldthwaite also with good minutes. Nice to see the smile there, number 14, Sophia Recupero.
Corner kick being taken by the Blue Devils, number 6, Devin Lynch.
So Devin Lynch, the junior from Naperville, Illinois. Groff with the hustle to find Goldthwaite. Goldthwaite with the hustle to cross it and earn a corner kick. Well done, Phoebe Goldthwaite, sophomore, Durham, North Carolina, Durham Academy, where she played for Susan Ellis. Susan Ellis coached. This is good work by Louisville. Chico had to time it perfectly, but Louisville read the run.
The correct call. Don't call me an official apologist, please, but that was done. I wonder if Graham gets an assist for that.
Fouls are the only thing. 0.
And that's intentional from Duke. They know that that's where Louisville thrives, is on that set piece from the corner.
Laguerre gets it out wide. Duke, so good running downhill. Oh, nice save coming from Louisville.
Every bit of that read to go full stretch to her right. Gotta hold on. Oh, what a save.
Floyd, the junior from Wilton, Connecticut, and Wilton High School. Goes off the head of Goldthwaite, who has stayed in there. Graham up top with Lynch and Minestrella. There's Goldthwaite with the push.
Duke trying to be physical on the press. You like that. A little bit late on the challenge. I think you probably see 1 or 2 more of those, and then the card's going to have to come out.
Goldthwaite had a sister, Peyton, that played for Virginia. Another sister, Baylor, who's a sophomore on the Boston College women's soccer team. And Goldthwaite received the golden ball at the 2023 USL Academy Cup while leading the North Carolina Courage to the championship. Recupero will drop it back.
Imagine what family soccer games at like Thanksgiving are like.
By the way, during COVID, I did get a response because you had that nice little line when I was talking about the incredible Recupero family. And Stephanie responded that during COVID, there were some big-time battles. May have been a few injuries as well in those games. So you were onto something there, Matt.
I can feel it. I can sense whenever you have 3 siblings that close that pick the same sport that are at that elite a level.
Well, then the mom, who was a star at George Mason, and the dad, who was a star hockey player, right?
Oh, no. You add hockey into it? Oh, that's trouble. I like it. If they need commentators, I'm in.
Yeah, no doubt. Here's Lynch. Oliaro looks like she never gets tired. Creates her own shot. Groff in beast mode action. Groff, why not? You know, Groff, to me, is one of those players, when you look at Duke, and I know they got to spread the love, there's other great teams, but take a look at this win and shot from Groff.
The strength just to hold off. Go ahead and buy a ticket at that point. Gives you time to get back. Dean, in our call before this matchup with Robbie Church, we talked just briefly about that it was Louisville that ended Duke's season last year. Eliminated them from NCAA contention. And I said, hey, do you think that this is bulletin board material? And he said, no, we talk about this year, not last year, which I thought was a great coach answer. And then he said, but those players will probably remember, I would imagine.
Robbie Church, I feel like we could call him the governor. He says everything right. Everything all the time. Roller's
ability to cover, bit unsung because you've got Groff and Chico who are so good, but gosh, she can cover so well.
Laguerre lost it though, and Louisville puts one in the back of the net. Louisville with an out-and-out banger. After Duke lost it in midfield, they finally got it out wide left. And an absolute banger of a goal from Louisville. As it looks like it comes from Brooke Dardano.
Dardano, the one touch, little step over, left foot, curler right top of corner. Oh, it doesn't come any sweeter than that. There's nothing Freeman can do. That little step over buys just enough space to loop that left-footed ball with pace into the corner. What a shot from Dardano.
Second goal of the season here in the 69th minute for Brooke Dardano. A senior from Crestwood, Kentucky, South Oldham High School. She's got 6 assists as well, so she is having a big-time season here in her senior year. Recupero. It looked like Long was offside, so it didn't matter. Recupero sliding inside, much like what Emily Fox would do for the North Carolina Courage, and now Feely Rao, the German sensation, does for the North Carolina Courage. You see Recupero with the ability to come from that left back and go all the way in the middle. There were times for the Courage where Fox and Rao were, after making the run from the left back, they were higher than anybody else up top. I love that out of a left back. Recupero with a big still. Graham trying to find Long.
Looks like we got Bodensteiner in that right side, the right center back position.
Good call as Sam Bodensteiner, the sophomore from Illinois, into the game here. It'll go off of Recupero.
In the game for Louisville, number 21, Gianna Angelido.
Louisville making a change as Gianna Angelillo coming in, the sophomore from Connecticut. Spent time at Miami. Recupero, another great play from number 14.
And that's exactly what you do. She made a pass, wasn't the best pass, gave it away to Louisville, went back, won it back, and now here comes Duke.
Minestrella to Long, then Long dropped it off. Taken away by Louisville. Goldthwaite continues to get extended minutes, as well as Minestrello. Goldthwait passing 33 minutes. Minestrello and Recupero 46 minutes and counting, as they get long extended runs, and they're making the most of it. Groff. Good ball trapped to the bottom of her foot from Brooklyn Lee. They send it long. Flag is staying down. Louisville. A good pass to Angelillo.
Well, that touch from Lee was something, wasn't it?
Bro. Here's Roller. Feeling a little pressure here from Louisville. Louisville with a wonder goal from Brooke Dardano, her second goal of the season, has made it 3-1. Louisville starting to have some joy. Down near the end line, they cross it, open, and Freeman will deal with it. It came in hard, as Swinarski had just come into the game and had to deal with a driven ball.
That was a thundered cross. There's, I mean, just absolutely pounded up. You're running in, you got to get your feet sorted. That's a tall order. It's not off by much, and it would have been a absolutely brilliant skill if it was pulled off.
And she just come into the game as well, the freshman from Madison, Ohio, and Madison High School. Here's Lynch. Beats it back to Groff. I think I told you before, I close my eyes and I see Lynch and Groff like kind of just morphing into one. They do similar things. They can play all over the place. They always seem to find each other. I've always liked the way they played. They've had to play different roles as well, Matt, and no matter where they play, they always seem to do some special things.
That's what you'll find about some of the best players. They have a skill set that transcends positions, so they have utility in different sort of flows and different concepts of offense and defense. And certainly Groff has that, and I think you've seen it in Long today.
Alongside the man, Matt Stradley, Dean Linke with you for ACC Women's Soccer, as we believe we are watching the best team in the country. And come Tuesday afternoon, when the United Soccer Coaches Poll releases their top 25, we're pretty sure that Robbie Church in his final year will see his team as the #1 team in the country. And I think he'll tell us that that doesn't matter. He might almost tell us that he doesn't really necessarily want that. But if you could end up getting the #1 seed in the NCAA tournament, you'll take it. This ball right across. Minestrella making a good run along with Long. Pretty good service in, as the service for Duke coming from Kelly Wilson.
Wilson gets a great ball across, left-footed cross. Oh, it's brilliant, whipping back just off for Minestrella. Maybe a fourth of a step off. Not far off from a fourth for Duke.
Minestrella getting solid minutes for Farrah Walters, as that California trip is Robbie Church's commitment to this. Kelly Wilson, by the way, is a tri-captain and joins her sister Kara, that was also a captain at Duke in 2015 for Robbie Church. She is a major in psychology, has 5 older siblings, Kelly Wilson.
They could play 3-on-3. That's so many siblings.
Yeah.
That's a full futsal team with a sub.
She has one sister, Bryn, who's a junior at Duke, plays on the club lacrosse team. Another sister, Megan, who ran track and field and cross country at Stanford. Other sister Emily, a 2020 Duke graduate, a member of the Duke soccer team. Kara, a 2016 Duke graduate, a member of the Duke soccer team. Kelly Wilson started playing soccer at the age of 3.
That's right around the time I started walking, so it's
They play it back to Sam Bodensteiner as Duke. Robbie Church has started a similar lineup the entire time, but playing extended minutes in this game. Phoebe Goldthwait, Mary Long, Julia Sonacheva, Mia Minestrella with a goal, Sophia Recupero, Kelly Wilson, and now Sam Bodensteiner as we've got a whistle. Minestrella with a big-time goal for the Duke Blue Devils.
Oh, it's my favorite one of the day, too. It's so tough to pick a favorite, but this is definitely mine. Look at this touch. Just a wicked little flick. I'm telling you, the technicality of this is ridiculous. Your full extension, you got to get something on it, but you can't get too much. You got to bring it down under the crossbar. It's ridiculous. It's spectacular. It's my favorite goal of the day.
No, you're right. Brilliant touch. Second goal of the game. It was Mia Oliaro to that player right there, Mia Minestrella. Maggie Graham from Devin Lynch would add the third in the 61st. Louisville would pull one back in minute 69. The flag is up as off to the races was Ella Kane, the sophomore from Macomb, Michigan, transfer from Kentucky.
Not off by much. The flag went up a little late for me, but I think it's probably the right call. I know somebody who has a flag in their hand who had a much better look at it than I did.
Katie Groff on it. She got her second goal of the season to get things started in minute 26. The assist coming from Roller. Roller, her third assist of the season. B-Bar also got an assist, her fourth, as Groff trying to close down Cochran. Picked back up as Roller stays in there. Second goal, Mia Minestrella with her 5th goal of the season. And after she got number 5, Maggie Graham said, hang on, I need to catch you. And Maggie Graham would get her 5th, assisted by Devin Lynch, who gets her 6th assist. And Mia Oliaro also getting her 5th assist in the game. That gets you caught up on the numbers added for the Duke goal scorers and assist makers. Dardano from Geigley. The Louisville goals were under 10 minutes, and Louisville looking to make more changes. Groff, Lynch just kind of fell over the ball. They play it over the top into space. Angelillo. Nobody home on the far side, but there's some Cardinals there lurking at the top of the 18, trying to cut it back in. Defended well by Duke, and then a push from behind, and Duke will take that as tick-tock. Duke 9 minutes and 15 seconds away from pushing the record to 9-1-0 and becoming the #1 team in the country. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Well, I think it bears mentioning again and again because it's a huge deal, because this is a team that before that matchup against North Carolina here at Koskinen was not ranked. I think they passed the eye test, certainly. Even against Ohio State, they look like the better team. Unlucky to come out of there with a loss.
Minestrella. A back heel for Wilson. Wilson put one kind of on the dime to Minestrella earlier, as Duke going to make some more changes as Caden Coons-Perdikis going to come into the game, as well as Madison Foxhoven As Coons Perdikas, a sophomore from Chevy Chase, Maryland, and Foxhoven, a redshirt freshman from California. Louisville also going to make some changes. Caden made her Duke debut against East Tennessee State on September 8th. She missed the 24 preseason with an ankle injury. In the summer of 24, was an intern with the Children's National Hospital in Washington, D.C. So with Devin Lynch hitting the bench, all of us are saved the robot from my main man, Matt Stradley.
I think we're all thankful for that. Small miracles on this fantastic weekend.
I'm telling you, Austin was going to be on it, Matt, and you were going to have to deliver the goods.
Have you ever said something and been really sad that you said it?
All the time, my man.
Just asking. No relation to what we were talking about before. Just curious.
Alongside Matt Stradley, I'm Dean Linke, and it's hard not to have your face hurt after you watch Duke because they make you smile. I mean, they play with incredible joy. They go really deep. They seem to play for each other. They seem to love each other, and it's resulting in some big-time wins.
It's expansive soccer. It's fun to watch. You never are like, oh, that was a selfish, you know, she had full right, but she could have made the extra pass. It feels like every play is the right play for Duke. And you don't, it's very rare that you see that the correct blend of selflessness to the right play for the team and understanding that sometimes that extra pass isn't necessary and the best thing for the team is for me to take this shot. And they get it right so consistently, it's shocking.
Off ahead of Roller. Duke with a 3-1 lead, 15 shots, 8 on frame, 3 for Louisville. Duke with 5 corners. Louisville still looking for their first. Roller has gone the distance for Duke, as has Katie Groff and Freeman. Those are the only 3 that will potentially get the full 90, assuming Robbie Church is done making changes. Caden Coons Perdikas. She also had a mom, Dresden, who's a 97 Duke graduate and has coached basketball at the high school and AAU level. By the way, Caden was ranked #1 academically in the class at Georgetown Visitation with a 4.62 GPA and a National Merit Scholar. Again, Matt Stradler type academic numbers.
I think, yeah, if you add them all up, my 4 years, you would be right around there.
Little push from behind, coming in there by Grace Maddox. Minestrella. Well, you think about the amount of rest she has given Farrell Waters, the junior transfer from Santa Clara, who's got to be pumped about returning out west, which is up next for Duke at Stanford and California. Assuming Waters is fine and Robbie Church knowing what's ahead, is I think Robbie Church always does have an eye on the next game. I think that'll mean a really fresh Farrell Waters who will be extra amped up to go back to the area where she used to play, having played at Santa Clara for Jerry Smith, who, by the way, is the husband to Brandy Chastain, who wasn't too bad.
I've heard of her.
Freeman trying to work out these final 4 minutes. What a nice trap from Madison Foxhoven, who's come into the game. She made her debut against UNCW. Yeah, she rooms with Phoebe Goldthwait, both of them playing in there. Her mom was born and raised in Cuba. She also was on the ACC honor roll. If you recognize that name, soccer fans, women's soccer fans will recognize it because her cousin Daniel Foxhoven played soccer at Portland and went on to play pro for Seattle and Portland. So there's another setting for you for Thanksgiving soccer.
We got a lot to do on Thanksgiving. We're got a lot of soccer to cover at these family gatherings, Dean.
Taken away by Louisville. As a foul comes in on Groff.
I'm all right with the foul just because of the physicality that comes through. It's all I'm going to pretend like they called it back for that first contact, because that second contact to me looks like a good challenge. So that's in my head. That's how I'm going to make that. I'm justifying that.
I agree. The second challenge, she got all ball. As A.G. Gibson, we showed you earlier, her spending time with the NWSL's Racing Louisville team.
She's a fantastic freshman. You're going to hear a lot about her in the coming years. This is a very good young Louisville team. They've got some fantastic pieces, some pieces that are coming off of season-ending injuries. It hasn't gelled yet for them, but you can see the glimmers there. There's something there. Dardano's goal was an absolute banger. She's got some amazing skill, a little step over to buy that space. I like this Louisville team.
Huckabee over the ball for Karen Ferguson Days in her 25th year as the head coach at Louisville. Freeman elects to punch it. Kind of mishit. Now Freeman has it. The rest of the coaching staff for Louisville: Hunter Norton, the associate head coach in his 10th season. Olivia Mills in her first season. Whereas Duke, as you see, Karen Ferguson Days, Duke's coaching staff. Kieran Hall, he'll be the head coach next year with Carla Overbeck. Jason Lowe also on the staff. And earlier I read off some of the other big-time names that come from the Robbie Church coaching tree. Over the head of Minestrella. They'll stop the clock, and Minestrella will get a yellow card. I always call that a complete day. When you get a goal and a yellow card, that's, to me, that's an okay day.
It was late. It was a little bit time wasty. I'm good with the yellow.
Along with Freeman, that will go on 90. Played back in the middle. Sonacheva. She's listed at 5'8", but plays even bigger. I like her presence out there.
I was going to say, I've never seen anybody listed as shorter than they are, but gosh, it feels like she's taller than 5'8".
She's got to be. A junior transfer from UCLA. Maybe she was 5'8" on UCLA water and now is like 5'10" on Duke water.
Yeah, different gravity, I think. I'm not a ornithologist, but I think the gravity's different maybe in California.
Quick throw in here for Louisville as we approach a minute remaining.
1 minute remaining in regulation.
Duke with 9 in a row. And they will win another ACC game by a 3-1 score. They've got 3 of them: Clemson, Virginia, and Louisville. And then throw in a 3-0 win over SMU. So if you're picking up on the math there, Matt, and I'll talk slower if you need me to, but they've scored 3 goals in every ACC game.
I picked that up. You saw me right down here writing furiously, and you're like, I can speak slower if you need me to. Look, if it works, keep going with it, right? 3-1s seem to be your thing, then why ruin a good thing?
So with that 3-1 it is for Robbie Church and the Duke Blue Devils, who come Tuesday will be the #1 team in the country.
And it's a well-deserved #1 ranking that's in the offing for them.